I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now.
Hello everyone, happy Sunday. Today I am summarising what we've been speaking about over on my Instagram, which is menstrual cycle phases. So I have my notes, as always. I've got hair in my face, as always. Anyway, so it is not just 4 parts. There are 4 parts to your cycle. It is not just once a month you may feel a little different. So everything that I mentioned, this is all covered within my book in far more detail, but I just obviously want to summarise. I don't want to go on too much or ramble, which I'm already doing. Basically, we're all different, and this is just going to be rough timescales because even I don't fit in within some of this. So for example, it says days 1 to 7 are your period, is your period, and mine often last longer. So, and you might only have a period for 3 or 4 days. So obviously we're all different, but I'm just discussing what is the norm, I guess. Anyway, so the first days, actually it's 1 to 7, not even 1 to 5, not even 1 to 7. So I don't know. The days 1 to 5, during this time you'll have your period, and for me that is the worst week, but others may experience sort of more pain, discomfort at other times. I know quite often some people experience the week before their period, they have far more pain than actually on their period, and that again is normal. It's just down to your body, your hormones, how they fluctuate, and every month also could be different. So just have to play it by ear, I guess. The next stage is when you are to ovulate, normally around day 14, but I would recommend getting a period tracker app, because I use one and it really helps me. I'm normally 3 days earlier than what up to around 3 days earlier, or sometimes, but very rarely, 3 days later than when it says my period is due. But at least I know, give or take 3 days, when my period is going to be, and the more months that you track, the better it is at guessing, so it'll be more accurate. So to start off with, it might be fully out because you know you haven't tracked at least sort of 3 months or so, but I would definitely recommend that. And some people do experience pain when they ovulate, and some people know exactly when that is. I have no idea. I don't even know if I do ovulate. I mean, that's another story because I've got various issues, but I mean, not just in general, I mean with my periods. But yeah, so this is based on a 28-day cycle. My cycle is 23 days roughly, but this to calculate this, you start from the first day of your period and calculate how many days it is up until the last day, so the day before you start your next period. And that can change every month, but it will be around the same amount of days once your body is used to its cycle. And then after that, you've got days 15 to 28, which is when your body is then preparing for its next period. The week before my period, I am so hungry. I'm quite often very moody and snappy. I mean, I'm due on my period over the next couple of days, and I already noticed that yesterday I was just, things that normally wouldn't get me, like road rage, it gets to me, and my Hoover packed up, and that just made me so like frustrated and angry and things like that. Normally I'd be like, yeah, well, I don't need to Hoover, so it's fine, and I'll just leave it. But just the few days leading up to my period, that is just the way that I am, and a lot of you may feel the same. Then when I'm actually on my period, that is a whole other story. But that we'll say for next week when we're discussing periods. So from tomorrow, that is the week that we will discuss periods, and then next Sunday, that's when I will be on here to talk about it And this is like my favorite week to talk about. So make sure you come by and pop on my Instagram, comment your own stories, read my stories, and then on Sunday you'll hear me speaking all about periods, which I can talk for England about. So yeah, make sure you come back for that. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure what else to sort of say about this stage. There's so much that I cover within my book about this. It's all rough time scales because obviously, you know, I'm different from my neighbour next door or from my best friend, because you cannot compare, and I've said this in every video, and hence the title of my book, because you know, this will affect us all very, very differently. My periods are horrendous, but for the other 2-3 weeks in the month, because my periods can last longer than a week, I'm absolutely fine, apart from obviously a few days before when I get really hungry and also very irritated is probably the word. So maybe do not speak to me at that point, which is right now. Because yeah, it's not a good time. The only other thing that I've written down is that, well, I've covered a lot within my book of how you can help yourself within these weeks, and I don't want to ramble on this, because I mean, the whole point is you read my book, you know, because that's the easiest way to know about everything that I'm talking about. I just want to summarize on here. But yeah, I mean, the only thing that I have written down for my notes wise to mention on here is walking, gentle forms of exercise. They can help, especially in the weeks leading up to a period. So even if you exercise like the week before, I'm not one to exercise all the time, I very rarely do. But I do find that if I am out and about, even if it's for a walk, that my periods naturally will be slightly better, because just movement, it just helps with everything. I mean, even when you push periods aside, just in life, it is healthy to exercise, and we all know that. Just whether we do it, that's the other question. Another thing is extra iron. If you do, I'm anemic, and that's purely because of my periods. There are other reasons that obviously you can be anemic, but mine is because my periods are so heavy and I lose so much blood, which then obviously I'm losing iron. You can, like me, be prescribed tablets, which I don't want to give any details out, but that is what I take. If that will even focus. No, it's not going to, is it? There you go. So that is what I've been prescribed, but they're either even over-the-counter ones. If you just feel that you need that little boost, it's not going to do any harm. It's like taking vitamins, but obviously the prescribed ones, they're stronger. I take mine 3 times a day, if I can remember, because it's not it's not something that if I miss, that my body is like all over the place. It's obviously better that if I do keep up to the 3 a day, but it's not the end of the world, because it's not like, I mean, it is my health, but you know what I mean? Like, it's not that I suffer with, I don't know, asthma and just don't use my inhaler like I need to. That's just the example I can think of. But yes, if you do find that you have really heavy periods, perhaps a chat with your doctor is the best way forward, and they can see what they can do to help. And then you may also realise through blood tests that you could be perhaps anemic as well, like I am, which is a bit rubbish, because there are certain things that I can't do without feeling like a little bit dizzy or faint. But you just learn to live with it. And that really is just sums it up. Apart from just trying to relax, your body goes through so much, and yeah, just relax. Give that sort of, especially around your period, because if you try and do too much and you try and stick to your normal routine, if you're one that, you know, exercises every day, or you, for your job, you're doing something that's very hands-on and exhausting, just try and take it down a notch when you're on your period, because, you know, losing the amount of blood that we do every month is not, even if you have light periods, you're still losing blood. And I think that it does, you know, it's a strain on your body. So just make sure that you take time to relax. I love it when my period is around the time, like, I would say a weekend, but I'm a carer, so I don't always have a weekend off, but around my days off, because I then just will lie in bed and do admin-y stuff that I need to do, or whatever, or even just sleep, because you need to, I can't think of the word, but yeah, relax. Basically, just flipping relax. And let your body feel how it wants to feel. And don't say like, oh, I really should do a workout today, but I don't feel like it. If you don't feel like it, don't do it. And you've always got other days to do that. It's, you know, a few days. I'm not saying for the whole time of your period. So if your periods are a week long, I'm not saying that, you know, if you feel fine after day 3, then, you know, do whatever, but just listen to yourself and ensure that is a priority, especially if you're in pain. Because when I'm in pain and I don't want to do anything, if I push myself, I only feel worse. And that is just me being entirely honest. And I'm sure there are plenty of you out there that are exactly the same. So relax. Anyway, right, I'm gonna end this video because I'm rambling. And yeah, make sure you come back and see my video next week. And also keep a check on my Instagram as well, because there are so many things that I mean, I'm just trying to help. That is literally all I'm trying to do. And yeah, I'm just trying to help. And I hope that my posts are helping, and my videos, but more importantly, my book, because I cover so much within my book. I'm also working on another 2 books. So one's the stage after this. And then also something else which is very exciting, which will be coming first out, because I haven't started writing the next part yet. But I've started, I'm sort of at least a third way through another project, which I'm hoping will be out very, very soon. So yeah, I mean, before Christmas, definitely. So keep an eye out for any updates on that. I'll be sharing things as soon as I possibly can. And yeah, it's all very, very exciting. If you haven't got a copy of my book, the link is in the description. It's also in my bio on Instagram. It's annabelle.lucy with an extra Y on the end, or Annabelle Talks. Go follow me on both of those. Subscribe here. I don't want to tell you what to do, but I'm really proud of my book, and I just want to share about it in hope that it helps you all. So yeah, you are you, and yeah, lots of love. Bye.